Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going through the full stack of softwares and tools that you can use as a shadow operator. Now, if you don't know what a shadow operator is, essentially it's someone who creates a digital product, a course, community, coaching program on the back end and partners with an influencer who will promote it on the front end. And then you guys come together in the form of a business partnership and you work on a revenue share basis. So yeah, that's what a shadow operator is, and it's honestly my favorite business model. It's one that I've done for many years. It's one that I've generated 7 figures with and worked with multiple influencers with millions of followers. So that's kind of like what we're doing here, and I'm going to be walking you through the core tools that I've used and that my clients use, about 16 different ones, and I'll be using this tier list to rank them from S tier, which is elite, all the way down to E, which is not really good. So yeah, let's get straight into the very first tool. All right, so the first tool is Claude. Now, if you haven't heard of Claude, it's a very powerful AI tool, but more specifically for your business tasks, right? So like, for example, copywriting, anything to do with coming up with ideas, content ideas, offer ideas, like that type of thing. You can use Claude to help you. Also craft different messages, emails, outreach messages. Claude is honestly superior, and I use it honestly a lot more than ChatGPT and Gemini. So if you haven't checked out Claude, I'd highly recommend to download it. And honestly, I'm gonna have to put this one at S tier because yeah, it's just super good. So that's the very first tool. Now, I'm a perfectionist, guys, sorry. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the next tool. Okay, and so the next one is Skool. So Skool is a fulfillment platform. So essentially this is the software or website that you can use to host your digital offer. So once you've partnered with an influencer, now you need to actually build something somewhere. And honestly, Skool is what I love the most for many, many reasons. Maybe I'll even make a separate video just on Skool and explaining all the benefits. But yeah, just for this one, I'll keep it kind of brief. But yeah, you can use Skool to host your digital product, digital course, community, and it's a really good way to kind of monetize an audience. And yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that for this one. So I'm going to put Skool at A. Now, they are constantly improving the product. It is already so good, but I don't want to give them like their flowers just yet because I know it's going to become even better. Like they're introducing multiple languages, multiple currencies, like enhanced gamification, all that type of stuff. So that's why I don't want to put an S just yet, because I know it will become S very soon. So that is the second software, and let's get into the next one. So next up on the list is Zoom. So I'm sure you guys know what Zoom is, but if you don't, it's just essentially a video meeting platform. So what you'd be mainly using this for is the very first call you'd have with the influencer. So once you've reached out to them, you want to hop on a call and explain the partnership opportunity. And so Zoom is an excellent platform to do this. Their free plan does limit you to a 45-minute meeting, but honestly, I think you could probably stick on that. I mean, I would definitely upgrade if you're having more regular calls. But yeah, Zoom is honestly the best video conferencing platform that I've used, super easy. I've honestly tried Google Meet, but there always seems to be technical difficulties with it. And yeah, I think everyone kind of gets Zoom. So this is what you'll be using to communicate with the influencer, catch up for weekly calls. Super, super good tool, and highly recommend to get it if you don't have it. So I'm going to put this one at A as well. Next up on the list is Instagram. So I don't even need to explain to you what Instagram is, but what do we use this for in this business? Well, Instagram honestly is the main platform that we use to find influencers to actually become a partner with. So, you know, there's tons of influencers in different niches, posting about different content, you know, fitness, mindset, relationships, all these types of niches that you want to actually find so that you can reach out to and propose a partnership. And for Instagram, you're specifically looking for creators who you could work with. So they either, you know, have a high following, lacking like monetization. So maybe there's some of the links in their bio are just like affiliate links or a really poorly optimized website. So you're looking for those ones so you can actually reach out to them and explain how you can come in and help them and create a better digital offer, right? And so that's what we'd be using Instagram for, is one, to find them, but also two, to message them. So it has two use cases, and yeah, you could literally just use Instagram for finding and reaching out to influencers. So it's a super good tool. The only thing is, it's easy to get distracted if you're not disciplined, because their algorithm is so effective in kind of pulling you in. I mean, think about it. They got a team of hundreds of people working 40-hour weeks, figuring out how to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. That's kind of scary, like when you think about it, right? But if you have the discipline, then, you know, Instagram will be a great tool for you. And a pro tip is, I recommend downloading it on your desktop and not using it on your phone. Otherwise, it's a lot easier to get sidetracked and start scrolling, versus on a desktop, because it's a little bit less, like you wouldn't use it as much, right? You're less likely to get distracted. Okay, so look, it's a great tool. Just the fact that you can get distracted, I'm gonna have to put it at B. But yeah, like, if it gave you the ability to somehow turn that stuff off, I would definitely move it up to like A or S, right? So yeah, that's Instagram, and that's the main tool that you can use to find influencers. Next up on the list is Stripe. So if you guys don't know what Stripe is, it is honestly like the #1 payment processor globally. So they accept all forms of payment: Visa, MasterCard, American Express, you name it. Like, most likely they accept it, and they operate in like majority of countries around the world. And so what you'd be using Stripe for is to actually connect it to whatever fulfillment platform that you go with. So for example, if you choose school, then you can connect school to Stripe, and this would be how you actually receive payments, and you connect your bank account to Stripe. So Stripe will pay out to your bank account, because you need a payment processor to be able to receive the funds, right? So Stripe is usually like, I think 2.9%, but yeah, you can check on the website and they have like the exact fees, but it's honestly like one of the lowest, and for what you get from it, the ability to receive money, it's basically worth it, right? So I'm going to place this one at A. It's a solid payment processor, 2.9% fees, but it's worth it in my opinion. So yeah, we'll get onto the next software. Next up on the list is WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is what you'd be using to communicate with the influencer. Now, if you're American and you're working with an influencer in the US, well then look, I mean, you could probably just change this for SMS. I know you guys text a lot over there and you probably don't use WhatsApp much, or you have it, but you just don't use it, right? So everyone outside of the US, WhatsApp is the one that you'd use, because yeah, like, especially if your influencer's in a different country from you, it's going to be very easy to communicate with them on WhatsApp. I mean, this is exactly what I use to communicate with my influencer. So WhatsApp, I'll probably have to place this one at S tier, just because of the value that it delivers, right? Because when you're able to communicate with the influencer efficiently and just receive messages, reply, this is going to allow you to progress in the business and make money faster. But yeah, let's get into the next software. Next up on the list is Typeform. But yeah, what you use it for is to build kind of like responses or surveys or application forms. And the way that it presents the questions is like super easy for someone to respond, right? So compared to a Google form that is just like overwhelming, you see all these questions and you don't want to fill it out. In fact, it's a pain to fill out a Google form. Typeform is actually enjoyable. So they really flipped it on its head and found a way to make a form enjoyable, which I think is just mind-blowing, because what this allows you to do is get responses from the audience of the influencer. So, like, you're able to use this tool in your sales process. So maybe you want to qualify people to be able to access your product, and you want to make sure that they're the right people, or you could even use it for like a wait list. But Typeform is hands down, the best form builder. The only thing that's holding me back from placing this at an S tier level is the fact that it's a little bit pricey, you could say. I mean, at the time of filming this video, I believe it's $39 for their monthly plan, something like that, their entry paid plan. But aside from that, the value that it will bring you, and yeah, it's just unmatched. So look, I'll place this one at A as well. And if you haven't heard of Typeform, you should definitely check it out. It is super good tool. All right, let's get on to the next one. So next up on the list is Framer. So Framer is a kind of website builder, funnel builder. The things I like about it is the fact that it can design, well, they have a lot of templates, right? But the website looks super beautiful, super like professional for very little like costs basically. So I believe it's like $15 a month on their monthly plan. And compared to other tools like Lead Pages, ClickFunnels, Framer actually edges out on the pricing side of things. So it's a very low cost tool that you can use to build the website for the influencer. So for example, if you guys are launching a coaching program, maybe you'd use Framer to design the application page, and then that's what the influencer would be promoting on their social media, right? The things that Framer I'm a little bit hesitant to put up here is just because there is a little bit of a learning curve, right? Because most of the part is drag and drop, but when you do log in and then you create an account and you try to customize the templates, there is a few things that take some time to kind of learn, which is not a bad thing because once you get the hang of it, it becomes a lot easier. But yeah, for that reason, I probably will have to place it at B, but it is a very good website builder nonetheless. And yeah, I do recommend it. Next up on the list is Apple Notes. So if you are serious about making money, you probably have an iPhone. So you want to use Apple Notes to actually track all your tasks and create to-do lists. Put all the tasks related to your business in a note, pin it to the top. That's exactly what I do and have been doing for years. And this has been so pivotal to my business and making progress and keeping track of what needs to be done. Because yeah, there's tools like Asana, Trello, maybe you're familiar with those, maybe you're not. And they are good more for like when you have a large team and many people doing different types of projects. But for just you want to be able to put your ideas down somewhere very easily and fast, especially on the go. Like I come up with a lot of ideas when I'm walking. So sometimes when I'm walking, I'll be like, that's a great idea for a video, or oh wait, maybe I could build something like this. And then I'll put it down on my Apple Notes straight away. So then I don't forget, and I take it out of my mind. I get to clear my mind. And then, when I'm home, when I'm working, then I will open Apple Notes. I'll check all the tasks that I need to do, basically work on all of those and getting them done. So I'd highly recommend, using Apple Notes as your main to-do list, as your main note keeper, and just jotting down ideas, jotting down tasks. Basically every millionaire I know uses Apple Notes. So yeah, if you're serious about making money, use Apple Notes. And again, this one, I'll put an A just because I know people who have like a Samsung can't actually access this. So it's an Apple specific product or software, you could say. But yeah, other than that, elite, superior. Next up on the list is Wise. And Wise I've been using for, like maybe 8 years or something. But it is really the best money transfer app that I've found that I've used with the lowest fees. You do have Revolut, but I don't know, I don't use it that much. I know it can be good, but I've heard some stories of like Revolut holding the money of people. So yeah, I don't really use Revolut as much. But with Wise, I haven't had any issues in like the 8 years that I've used it, which is why I'm recommending it. And so how this would be relevant to your business and, where would you use this? Well, you can actually use Wise to transfer money from bank accounts, right? So for example, I don't know if you have a company or not, but like let's say you get paid into your company, you could transfer money to Wise and then you could pay out the influencer. So because you're working on a revenue share deal, Wise lets you, send money around the world very easily at a low cost and just helps get money around different bank accounts in different countries, right? So yeah, if the influencer is in the same country as you, then obviously a bank transfer just makes sense. But a lot of the time, my clients at least, they have influencers that are in a different country to them. So then they would actually need to use something like Wise to be able to pay out the influencer. Or if you have multiple bank accounts around the world, this can be good to get your money across. But yeah, this is an excellent tool. I do know Wise does look different depending on the country that you sign up with. And I know like some of the countries might be limited in terms of like how you can use it. For me in New Zealand at least, it's been pretty good. I got access to like most currencies. I don't even know how many, but yeah, I think for that case, because if you're working with an influence in the same country, you wouldn't be using it, and it can look a bit different depending on the country. I'll probably place this one at a B tier. For me personally, it's got to be A, but yeah, I think depending on where you are, yeah, I've got to leave it at B for here. So we'll get onto the next tool. Next up on the list is Loom. So it's actually what I'm using right now to film this video, and not this board. It's this basically where you're seeing my face, right? This is a Loom video that I'm uploading to YouTube. So Loom is super good because you can use it in a few ways. Firstly, when you're talking to an influencer in like the DMs and say if they're interested, a Loom will help build trust with you. So like if an influencer watches a Loom of you, they will actually build trust with you. But then also you're able to explain your ideas a bit better through seeing your face, seeing your voice, compared to just like text, right? And once you do have the influencer on board, Looms are also good to kind of explain what you're working on, because it's kind of unnecessary to have so many different meetings. Like personally, I don't like to do so many like meetings. It's kind of a bit pointless. It's easier to just WhatsApp, and in the most case where I need to really get something across in detail, then I would film a Loom, send it to the influencer through WhatsApp, and then they'll be able to check and understand and be okay. So it's like a quick way to get your ideas across. And yeah, again, like this one, I don't know, it's hard to fault. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good most of the time. I guess you get like on your free plan, you get 25 videos at a 5-minute limit. But on the pay plan, it's kind of like unlimited time, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think I'll place this one at A. It's pretty good tool, and I'd recommend using it. So the next one is Miro, however you say it. It's basically what I'm using right now, as well as Loom, to film this video. So as you can see, this is like a visual board, and you can add text, you can add shapes, basically anything. And it's really good for visual mapping, getting your ideas across like I'm doing in this video. And yeah, Miro's super good, to be honest. I mean, the only thing is you might not be using it too much, but I definitely can see you using it, especially when you're trying to get the influencer. You want to be able to create something nice on Miro and get across your ideas and showcase what you can do for them. Additionally, maybe later down the line, if you need to show like how a funnel works or explain some ideas, Miro is a super good tool. But yeah, it might be something you use every now and then, not like daily, if you know what I mean. So for that reason, I'll probably place it at B tier. So next up on the list is Calendly, and Calendly is a call booking software which the influencer can use to book a meeting with you. So this is really good because it shows the times that you're available in their time zone. So wherever they are, it will show your availability in their time zone. So it makes basically booking appointments a lot more seamless. Instead of going back and forth in the DM with the influencer, trying to organizing a time to meet, you're able to just send a Calendly link and say, hey, look, pick a time here. And not only that, but Calendly will send them the Zoom link for the meeting, or send them reminders. It basically automates all your call appointment bookings, and yeah, it's super, super good. I mean, it's a pivotal part of my business as well. So Calendly is super good. The main times you'd be using this would probably be when the influencer wants to book a call with you to discuss a partnership opportunity, or potentially if you guys have meetings down the line. But yeah, aside from that, it wouldn't be used like daily, you could say. So yeah, for that reason, I'll probably place it at an A level. All right, so the next tool is DocuSign. So DocuSign is super good because it makes signing contracts so much easier. Literally at the click of a finger, you can get your signature on and it can be done. So where you'd be using this would be mainly when you get an influencer to agree to a partnership with you, and you'd have a partnership agreement, which you'd send via DocuSign to the influencer, and it allows them to just easily sign the document, and that will make your partnership official, and you can basically get started on building the product. Now, the only thing is you probably wouldn't be using this much at all. It would literally be like, let's say you're working with just one influencer, it would be a one-off thing where you'd use it, right? If you do get multiple influencers, then yeah, you'd use it per influencer per time. But aside from that, yeah, that's probably the only time you'd use it. It is really good because it makes it easy for the influencer to agree to the partnership. So yeah, because you're only using it really once or a couple times, I'm going to put this one at C. It's not a daily thing you'd be using, but again, it is a really good signing tool, you could say. All right, so next up on the list is Google Drive. So Google Drive, I mean, I've used for all my businesses, and the reason why I love it is because it creates a space where it can host all documents, contracts, projects, files, videos, whatever, in one place, which makes it easy to organize everything and keep track of like basically all related business things, right? So for example, for me, I have a business folder. So inside of my Google Drive, I have a folder of my business, and then inside of that folder, I'll have different like categories, subcategories. So for example, there might be like the core documents, then there might be like a fulfillment section, an offer folder, a softwares folder. And organization is such a big part in this business. I gotta say in every business, to be honest, but especially if you're managing multiple influencers, you want to be able to, have a folder for each client, and within each folder, easily access like the financials, like all the videos, core stuff, like everything organized. So Google Drive will be really good, and also it's very easy to share files with other people. So like any videos, or even if it's like 50 gigabytes or whatever, like you could just share that link, and then someone else can have access to it, and you can set if it's like viewing permissions or editing permissions. And yeah, obviously you can create Google Docs, Google Sheets inside here too. So look, I'm going to put this one at S just because of the value that it delivers, and yeah, really hard to beat. The only thing I don't like about Google Drive is the new logo. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's so ugly, and that's why I'm using the old one that I actually do like. Because if I put the new one here, it would be a lot lower. But yeah, aside from that, really good. All right, so the last tool on the list today is MailerLite. So MailerLite is an email marketing platform that you can use to send mass emails essentially to multiple people at once. So this is really good if you want to do like marketing campaigns or launching like promotions, whatever, right? So if the influencer has a bunch of emails that they've collected from their audience, or like a waitlist or something, you can upload all of them into here, into MailerLite, and then you can create like an email sequence that will allow you to essentially market to the audience on autopilot. So you create the emails once, put everyone through, and then this is going to really help generate traffic, generate sales. And I got to say, MailerLite wins in terms of like easy to use as a beginner, and also like the cost, right? I guess light is in the name, but you get like some free contacts and free emails that you can send as well. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably put this one at A as well because it is really good, and yeah, haven't had many issues with it. All right, guys, so that was the full stack of softwares that we use as shadow operators. Now, if you do like the sound of this shadow operating business model and you want help actually implementing these tools and starting your own shadow operating business so you can start generating an online income, well, then I would encourage you to click that first link in the description. You can actually apply to work with me one-on-one, and I can help you, go from where you are right now and launching one of these shadow operating businesses and start generating revenue online like I've done and helped many clients. So yeah, other than that, please like, subscribe, and hope you guys enjoyed.